It's been a testing time for Russia, the toughest nation on earth. After being publicly humiliated by Uncle Sam last December for expelling 35 diplomats, Russia chose to suck it up. But the United States wasn't finished. Last week, the U.S. Congress overwhelmingly approved sanctions on Russia for its alleged intervention in Ukraine and meddling in the 2016 U.S. presidential election. That was more than the polar bear could bear, and it finally showed its teeth. Moscow demanded the United States to cut 60% of its diplomatic staff in Russia. It was typical Putin-style tit-for-tat revenge, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. We will not leave anything unanswered, Putin said. Very Game of Thrones Tywin Lannister, don't you think?
Remind her that Lannisters pay their debts.
Strongman as Putin, he was not always this strong. After years of waiting, he finally found the apple of his eye, Donald Trump. During the U.S. election last year, Putin openly called Trump a colorful and talented person. In return, Trump complimented Putin as a greater leader than Barack Obama. The two presidents met face-to-face for well over 2 hours at the Hamburg G20 summit in July. That was way past the scheduled 35 minutes. How much do you want to talk to each other, guys? The prolonged conversation even wore out First Lady Melania Trump. She tried to end the meeting by barging in, but to no avail. The two men talked for another hour. And don't get me started with the Trump-Putin mural kiss. Nothing like a pair of locked lips go viral, huh? But the Trump-Putin bromance wasn't fated to last. It was a forbidden love after all. At least for the U.S. Congress. We say the Russians hacked our elections. I say we work with the Russians to fight hackers. We forbid a presidential candidate to collude with foreigners. Well, tell that to my son. Like a meddling mother-in-law, the U.S. Congress decided to end the relationship. It toughened sanctions against Moscow and forced Trump to make it official. For Russia, all the waiting for America to have a change of heart has ended up with nothing. We've been waiting for quite a long time that maybe something would change for the better. We had hopes that the situation would change, but it looks like it's not going to change in the near future, Putin said, sadly. A newly emboldened Russia decided to fight back. Trump's administration has shown its total weakness by handing over executive power to Congress in the most humiliating way, said Russian Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev. Russian Foreign Ministry said Washington was sliding ever deeper into the primitive ideology of the Cold War. Russia's expulsion of American diplomats may be the harshest diplomatic move since the twilight years of the Cold Year. But I think Putin is holding out for a more cordial, body-to-body relationship with Trump in the future. After all, a smoldered love can be rekindled. Sadly, despite the obvious chemistry between Putin and Trump, the U.S. Russia honeymoon is over.